Okay, so one of the things that people who don't like Ron Paul like to say is that the only people who support him are libertarians and Democrats, and no Republicans support them. Now, this makes me want to bring up something. This is why the two-party system sucks. It essentially makes it so that way, if you are a Democrat, you have to agree with all of its views. And if you're a Republican, you have to agree with all of its views. Why can't there be anti-war Republicans? And why can't there be, less small government Democrats? I don't understand it. See, the reason why I chose to become a Democrat when I first got involved in politics, I didn't really understand the depth of all the political undertakings, and everything going around in the world, and I didn't understand. I just agreed with everything Democrats said because, well, they sound a whole lot nicer on talk radio, and the things that matter to me most, the Democrats were for. I'm against the war. They're against the war. I'm all about civil liberties. They're all about civil liberties. Some of them, Hillary Clinton, and they also are for the separation of the church and state, whereas most Republicans want to combine Christianity with our government when we are a free nation and you should be allowed to believe in anything you want. And they want to basically control your lives in terms of what you can and cannot believe. That's why, I think it's odd that people would criticize Ron Paul for bringing over Democrats. That's great. Republicans should be proud that they have a candidate that can pull people from the other side. The closest person that can do that on the Democratic side is probably Joe Biden, and that's only because he has a much tougher stance on the war than the other Democrats. Brownback is signing a bill with him, so he definitely comes off as more moderate. But to be able to pull liberals over to the side of Republicans, that's just absolutely amazing. People are actually registering as Republicans just so they can vote for him. Why is that so bad? Why is it whenever I go to Politico.com, people just go, oh, this is just Democrats, you guys suck. I just don't get it. I was a Democrat, and because I heard the message, and because I understand that there should be more than two parties, I'm choosing to become a libertarian now because I believe in smaller government. And of course, it goes along with all my other beliefs. I just think that it's just the two-party system is a failure and it's a fake, and people just need to get out, take their heads out of their ass, and needs to seriously look at other potential parties. There's Unity 08. There's the Constitution Party. There's the Green Party. The Libertarian Party. Heck, the third oldest party is called the Prohibition Party. They still want to put alcohol, and make it illegal. And there's many other smaller ones. Anybody can find a party that agrees with them and shouldn't have to resort to selecting between a Democrat and a Republican because, A, more than likely, all of your views aren't going to line up with one of those two parties. And B, they're probably the least trustworthy of all the parties. The third parties are way more reliable because of the fact that they have nothing to lose and they have consistent beliefs. Republicans and Democrats, they've changed so many times. Democrats used to be libertarians, except they were called liberals. Old liberals was a libertarian, but because Republicans twisted, or not Republicans, I apologize, because of FDR with his whole New Deal program, the whole concept of liberals changed, and Republicans therefore blamed liberals for being pro-government when there were liberals who were supportive of the New Deal and there were liberals who were against the New Deal. So that kind of got changed. Republicans, they used to be progressives. Look at Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt. He was a progressive in the strongest sense of the word, and he was one of the best environmentalists we could have ever hoped for. People who think that all Republicans don't care about the environment need to look at Theodore Roosevelt, the pioneer of environmentalists. He's the one who basically got a lot of our natural rainforests and whatnot to be protected. So, he made, that's why he's on Mount Rushmore, because he made a difference in the world, just like Lincoln did. So, it's funny how everybody, they just consistently switch to appeal to a stronger portion of their base. After Roosevelt, a lot of Republicans, especially during when Goldwater came about, there's this whole new renaissance of small government Republicans. Now, in case you didn't know, they were around until basically Ronald Reagan came into power, and then all of a sudden that's when all these evangelicals got on board and made the Republican Party from small government to super Christianity. And in fact, Goldwater denounced the Republican Party. He even supported some Democrats. And he's like, we live in a strange world where now I'm considered liberal. Now, can you believe this? Goldwater, who's one of the most conservative people you could possibly think of, is considered a liberal just because he believes in the separation of church and state. This is why the two-party system is terrible, and why Ron Paul is the man to be able to unite not the parties but the people, and that's what's important. It's not about uniting Republicans and Democrats. It's about uniting Americans, and he is the only one who can do it. So, if you're smart, forget about what party you're for. If you believe in some of the things that he believes in and you want an honest man with character, you'll vote for Ron Paul.